Better two than one to survive in the jungle. Better four people, so 8 eyes to see every detail, the good and the bad. There are forces in the jungle that can destroy someone's joy and ambition. Ashley and Mary-Kate Olsen have met some, but they have successfully resisted their destructive power. Many celebrities have lost their minds, but these two have remained sane. Who are they behind the scenes? Why are their life paths so inspiring? What life lessons have they learned so far? Ashley and Mary-Kate Olsen are when two twin sisters make four people.
The parents. Family determines many things about someone's life, their character, their passions, and their vision of the world. No one knows you better than the two people who made you. David Olsen, a father who made sure his kids were independent and financially educated. He worked as a real estate investor. Janet Olsen, a bold mother who dreamed big for her daughters. She worked as a former ballet dancer. The birth. Ashley and Mary-Kate Olsen were born on June the 13th, 1986 in LA. Their parents had already welcomed a son, Trent. Ashley is legally the oldest sister, as she was reportedly born 2 minutes before Mary-Kate. The sisters are fraternal twins, which means 2 eggs were fertilized by 2 sperm to produce 2 genetically unique children. This explains why they don't look exactly the same. Their striking resemblance would certainly fool most people, but a keen observer would effortlessly spot the few differences in their physical appearances. A mother's direction. Ashley and Mary-Kate's mother had connections in the entertainment industry. She sent some photos of her 6-month-old daughters to a friend who had an agency and was looking to hire for a new sitcom. It turned out Ashley and Mary-Kate were the only set of twins who didn't cry during the audition, so they easily won over the agents' hearts and were selected for the role of Michelle Tanner in Full House, a popular American sitcom of 8 seasons. At first, their father objected to sending photos to babies to agencies, but later gave in and committed to show support to his wife through the process. The girls then started to work at 9 months. Let me repeat, the girls started to work at 9 months. They both played the role of Michelle Tanner, so they rotated during filming because they had to look exactly the same. There were additional efforts so that the audience would not notice any difference in their appearance. For example, their baby teeth did not come in at the same time, so they had to wear dentures to maintain consistency. Such details are important to remember because they give insight into the less pleasant side of their childhood, the hidden side that often explains why many child stars grow up into troubled adults. Being on set at such a young age was already a challenge, even if the girls must have found it exciting. It opened doors in a coveted industry, but it also robbed them of a heedless, work-free childhood. Ashley and Mary-Kate's life path were clearly carved by their mother's intuition. We all know intuition is a feminine superpower that has always guided numerous women, helped them make the right choice, and turn their wishes and visions into a reality. She must have seen something special in them. It is true that most parents often idealize their kids. They would brag about their qualities and precocious achievements. But the fact that Janet Olsen had set her mind on booking roles and commercials for her babies shows that she had a vision. This goes beyond idealization or imagination. It shows that this woman somehow felt in her heart that the twins' profile would assuredly be an asset to build a career in a tough industry. She probably didn't imagine that they would become huge stars, but she saw an opportunity when no one else could see it. Only Janet herself knows her true motivations regarding the career path that she chose for the girls. Was she a greedy mother who knew that she could make more money as a full-time manager of the twins? Was she a brave mother who simply wanted to secure opportunities so that the girls would never struggle financially? Or perhaps she was simply inspired by TV shows and commercials that featured kids at the time.
One should only know what cannot destroy them. I know Jarnett's real motivations, but revealing them to the world means breaking sacred laws. She certainly didn't ignore that Ashley and Mary-Kate could become stars, but some elements prove that she was not a greedy mother who cheapens the value of a daughter's happiness and freedom.
Children's safety first. Despite their early experience in the industry, Ashley and Mary-Kate were never left to their own devices. Their parents were always around them, placing their safety above all. They never had stage parents. The two sisters were always working under the watch of their protective parents, who became their full-time managers. David and Janet quickly realized that they didn't know much about the industry, so they started to build knowledge instead of trusting experts. They put in the efforts to learn about the work, the contracts. They didn't just rely on advisors. It's interesting to note that they were committed, devoted parents who had the girls' best interest at heart. Ashley and Mary-Kate were prepared to be self-confident, independent, and resilient, nurtured by the energy of a visionary mother and the mindset of a practical father. The two sisters were meant to become decision makers who would be well provided for and in full control of their lives.
A strong intuition, a practical mind, a deep understanding of business and power, hardworking and disciplined twins. These souls were meant to run an empire. It's not just luck. They worked hard, and their parents protected them.
Busy kids. From 9 months to 12 years, Ashley and Mary-Kate worked so hard to become an established brand. The public watched them during 8 years in their breakout role as Michelle Tanner in Full House. So when the show was cancelled in 1995, they were already a household name. Unfortunately, their success took a toll on their family. In 1996, their parents divorced because they often disagreed on the financial management of the girls' fortune. The split was amicable and did not affect the girls much. They were so busy at the time and kind of mature for their age. They accepted the split like grown-ups who were convinced that it was the right way to go. They kept up the good work and landed several lucrative contracts not only on screen, but also on paper. In 1995, they played Alyssa and Amanda in the movie It Takes Two. In 1998, they published a book, The Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley. Even if their parents' divorce did not noticeably take a toll on their career, Ashley and Mary-Kate certainly learned a lesson. You should never let conflict and disagreements ruin everything that you built and worked so hard for. Even mature kids suffer when their parents get a divorce. The split certainly reinforced their already strong bond and love for each other. They must have realized that parting ways was not an option. They were building an empire, and one way to protect it was to always get along and have each other's back.
Not all twins share a special connection with each other. that requires hard work. Conflict is inevitable, and love is not enough to overcome all the disagreements. Their parents were a great example. They never lost sight of their well-being and career, so the girls learned that sticking together no matter what was the only way to survive in the industry.
Successful young adults. By the time Ashley and Mary-Kate turned 19 years old, they had played in 14 movies, sold best-selling books, and even clothes. At 18, they took on ownership of Dual Star Entertainment, the production company responsible for all their films and books. They were superstars who had already started to plan on the future when they would be less in demand as actresses. Their last movie together was New York Minute in 2004. That same year, they received a prestigious star for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Considered as successful adults with a perfect reputation, Ashley and Mary-Kate began to face the dark side of being famous. People were so obsessed with them that they built websites counting down to their 18th birthday. America's sweethearts were so scrutinized by adults who seemed more interested in their body shapes, their size, rather than their talent and what they had to offer. They started to appear in tabloid magazines and experience the media intrusion into their private lives from 20 years old to 40. Ashley and Mary-Kate tried to take on riskier projects, but that was not enough to reshape their image and get rid of the Innocent Twins label. Despite their success, mainstream cinema distributors shunned them. Also, they probably didn't like the roles they were offered and the work environment, which was perhaps more hostile, less fun than the ones they had known before. What if they had reached the professional pinnacle and could not find joy in acting anymore? Did they ever find joy in acting? They didn't really choose to be actresses. Their mother's intuition led them to an opportunity. They were selected for a role, and let's say a combination of the unsuspected forces of life and hard work paved the way for them to become actresses in high demand. Mary-Kate once said that she wouldn't wish her upbringing on anyone. Growing up, she felt that they were like little monkey performers. These women had reached a point in their lives where they needed more freedom, less pressure, a place where nobody would tell them what to do anymore. Obviously, there is pressure in fashion, but at least they would be their own bosses. It is not surprising that they turned to fashion. Like smart entrepreneurs, they did not create their own brand immediately. They started to launch clothing lines with established brands and build knowledge about the fashion industry. In 2005, Ashley and Mary-Kate launched The Row, a quiet luxury brand for men and women available in 37 countries and valued around $1 billion US. Ashley seems closer to the sun's energy. If necessary, she will put on the perfect smile that makes everyone in the room feel good and at ease. She would not mind following social conventions, playing a role, or make a little extra effort to maintain her status or reach a goal. She likes to talk. She's good with words. She's the one with a bubbly personality. She likes to have fun. She's more likely to be a girl's girl and to host a fun movie night with her besties. Mary-Kate is closer to the moon's energy. She's more introvert and sensitive to her surroundings. Fame has made her aware of the dark side of human nature. She's certainly the one who has suffered the most from being in the spotlight for so many years. She would give you a disapproving look if you ask her inappropriate questions. She's more likely to set boundaries to protect herself. She would definitely hide her face if she feels annoyed by paparazzis. The two sisters are strong-willed and hardworking. They obviously share many similarities, and their differences surprisingly make their bond stronger instead of pushing them apart. We all know differences often lead to misunderstandings, but Ashley and Mary-Kate actually use them to be more creative and connected. The two sisters' favorite catchphrase is "no" is a full sentence, which also indicates that they have learned to put their interest first, especially in an industry where women's voices are often dismissed. These women do not pretend to be someone they're not during interviews. They unapologetically show themselves the way they are, which is rare for celebrities.
Ashley and Mary-Kate are Geminis. It is often said that you can never know a Gemini completely because there is always two people in one. One moment a Gemini is loving and gentle. A minute later, they may be mean and distant. Ashley and Mary-Kate have the spiritual power of 4 people. Each of them is perfectly aligned with her ego and her alter ego, so that makes 8 eyes to decrypt the world. They can see every little detail.
We often believe that we know celebrities because we see them on the screen. The truth is, we generally idealize their lives. We have no idea what they're going through.
True. Someone's physical appearance may reflect inner battles that you would not even suspect.
I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments. Until the next one, please remember that "no" is a full sentence. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Mary-Kate.